Most men collapse not because they're weak, but because they think law cares about how they feel. Fatigue hits, delay shows up, income swings, and you start negotiating emotionally. Law does not care about how you feel. Law checks your structure. And if your nervous system still negotiates when you're fatigued, you are disqualified to scale. Download the Unruly Blueprint below and learn how to move in law when fatigued. Let's get straight into it. Law does not care about how you feel. Law does not care about how you feel, buddy. Not one fuck at all. Your structure is put in place for you to follow. You must lead with law every single day, no matter how tired you are, no matter how much stress you've been under, no matter how much purification that you are going through. You must be able to step in law. Why? Because it is testing your ability to stay neutral in your emotions even when your body is rejecting you. Point 1. Most men collapse when fatigued. You will collapse. You will want to be done. You will want to be over. You will not want to continue. I get it. You're human. So am I. I'm fatigued currently. It is pay. But you have something to follow. You have rules you must govern under. And that's just simply the universal laws of the realm. And if you are not in accordance with them, even when you're tired, you're not going to get what you are looking for. Fatigue exposes your structural gaps, not your effort gaps. You might have all the effort in the world, but because you're not following through with what's structured in place for you, it's showing you that you have a structural problem, not an effort problem. You can have all the effort in the world. I don't give a fuck. If your structure isn't under and refined and pressurized by lawful discipline, you are going to fail when fatigue shows up. And you wonder why you don't get the outcome you're looking for. You give yourself too much leeway. And so what does that do? It then triggers your emotional shortcuts. Maybe I can get away for today. I'm fatigued, but I also went to the gym, so maybe I can end my fast early. Maybe I don't have to upload today because I'm just too tired to. Law will understand. You don't negotiate with law, ever. You don't. Law doesn't give you a choice. You don't get to turn that shit on and off. You're living through it. And the only reason you exist is because of law. So you have no choice but to follow it. So if you consciously try to turn that shit off, it's going to give you a purification cycle that you don't forget. So you remember that you cannot turn me off. And once you start walking, you must continue. Law observes who governs rhythm when tired. Imagine at the top of your height, at the top of whatever you are looking to get, once you are done with your purification and you start to ascend, do you think you can operate the way you did before your purification? Do you think we care about how you feel? Do you think like, oh, I'm just gonna take the day off, but now you have all of the things you wanted? The money's coming in, the girl's there for you, the house is there, you now drive the car, you have now the career opportunity. You think you can just stop and then still gain all the things that you want and still have them? Absolutely not. Law is watching you carefully, especially when you're fatigued. So when you get tired, understand this is not about your physical realm. This is about how much endurance you have spiritually, even when your body is under attack. Will you follow through or will you crumble? Point 2, and I'm gonna get you out of here early today, I promise. Outcomes don't match effort immediately. Your outcomes do not match your efforts on the spot. There's a delay. They don't just show up instantly after work. There must be calibration there. Like we always talk about, your nervous system needs to be intact. You need to be in a neutral state for you to get the rewards of your efforts, which is just your outcomes. So they're not really rewards. You're just inputting something to get something back, a cause and effect. Laws at work. But they don't just happen immediately, especially because your nervous system is not capable to handle that sort of immediate satisfaction. So what? Not only are we going to cause a delay, we're going to observe you as the delay takes place. Is that effort genuine? Or is that effort just to get the outcome? Are you just inputting effort because you know that an outcome is coming? Or will you do it even when there's a delay? That is what law is watching you for. And especially when you're tired, because it's purifying your stability. Your delay is your purification, because it will keep you stable, because your mind is going to go crazy. You're going to go crazy enough to then stop caring about the outcome and just put in the effort. And that is what you must do. When you are walking in law, all of this hoorah-rah about the outcome has to go out the window and understand that I am doing something for a higher cause. I am doing something for a purpose. I am on a mission that I will not stop for. No matter what the external factor is, no matter if the outcomes don't come immediately, no matter what, I will follow law faithfully. That is what's going on. Because you won't be qualified for real dominion if you want your instant gratification. It's just not going to happen. This entitlement you got because of the civilian lifestyle that you're used to is not going to fly when you walk into a sovereign lifestyle that's coded under law. You're going to have to obey laws, and that means your cause and effects, there will be a delay. Keep the fucking mentalism law at number one. Keep it at the top of your brain. You must always stay focused. Correspondence will show you that you are staying focused by giving you what's on your inside. So above, so below. So within, so without. So as long as you continue to keep mentalism in the top of your brain by having the vision in your head, correspondence is going to show you where it's going. Then vibration is going to happen because you're giving an effort and taking the actions. So now you're starting to vibrate at a higher frequency. So it's gonna come to you, but it doesn't come immediately. It takes time. And then you must continue the rhythm of always doing what you know you should be doing on rhythm. Keep going, no matter what, nonstop, doesn't matter. I don't care. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Polarity then shows up. Okay, cool. You went from one spot to the next spot. You're moving up the scale. Nice. You're following the universal laws of the realm. Great. Your polarity will shift as your vibration changes and your rhythm stays in sync. And so now all this cause that you've built up by putting in effort is now causing an effect. But the effect is happening at a delayed moment so that your nervous system can be checked. Your nervous system must be intact in full neutrality before we give you what you've been putting in the effort for. Not for the reward, but because you're on a higher mission. And you understand what the effects of that mission will do to the realm that you live in. So yes, we're gonna delay because you need to be in a neutral spot to receive. So don't get too overly attracted to immediate satisfaction after you put in the effort. Just put in the effort every day, no matter what. And watch law provide, because law will always provide for those that walk within it. Next point. Why neutrality collapses pendulum. You will collapse every pendulum by staying neutral. Pendulums work off of the law of rhythm. If you stay in place, they will have no energy to cling to, which means you're staying on rhythm without disrupting the energy flow of a pendulum. You're not activating it, nor are you stopping it, because there was nothing to start it in the first place. Guess what? Yes, it works on rhythm and it also works on the law of polarity. So neutral men are staying still. So you don't activate. You don't activate any polar swings. You're governing your space. And so the pendulums have nothing to grab hold of. Therefore, what are you doing? Transcending them. You're above them now because you're staying neutral. Every single time you get a reaction that is emotionally charged, you run the risk of activating or reactivating a pendulum in your life, which will cause destruction if you're on a pathway towards something you want, especially if you're in purification. That is exactly what the purification period is doing to you. It's testing if you are emotionally neutral enough to receive what you will get at the end of it. If you do not understand that, you are going to lose. If you have any sort of crazy high moment, breathe. Good news comes, breathe. You are allowed to smile, you are allowed to have inner gratification, but do not go crazy, posting on social media, having all this great time because you want to showcase the good things, fortune that come to you. You're activating a pendulum to bring you back neutral, which is usually going to bring you through the dirt. They must purify you even that much harder. You will stabilize your timeline by being neutral. If you stay neutral, pendulum have nothing to grab onto. Your timeline still comes at the time in which it should be coming. You're not getting emotionally charged when you feel ooh, I see it coming, I see it, you're still neutral. Even when you're tired and you feel fucked up and groggy, you stay neutral. What you need to do as a sovereign man. Your life is going to be ups and down as a sovereign man. You're no longer living the civilian lifestyle. You are living within law to be sovereign, which means you are going to live an extravagant life because now you have full decision and autonomy over your life and the decisions you make. So you think they're going to entrust you with all of that power if you haven't proven your worth and your ability to stay neutral? I think not. Because staying neutral, it's not passive. You're not staying neutral and you're staying still and you're not doing anything. No, you're doing exactly what you should be doing. But you're just not allowing your emotions to swing. And that is what's causing the higher laws to calibrate. It's giving you everything you want, but you're working silently. You're not seeing it. You have to get over this idea of always seeing the instant gratification off of your efforts. Your efforts are seen by law. Understand, you're not going to see law moving. Right? They're going to give you signs. Hey, they're going to be signs, but you don't get emotionally charged by those signs. You see them, you keep moving. You dismiss them, doesn't matter. You keep moving. Nothing goes unseen in your life. You are being observed every single day. You don't have an option to turn law off, ever. Because before you were introduced to law, before you saw my videos even, you were not just absent from law's eyesight. No, you were just unconscious of the laws that were at work in your life. So now you're no longer confused. You understand what the laws are. And if you don't, hit the link in the description so you can learn them. That is the point of the blueprint and objective view. It is to teach you how to become sovereign and live in law. 4. Now, y'all might not like this, but it's just what it is. Law's delivery system. Law's delivery system has a delay, like I said before. And it's just, the delay is literally just testing your nervous system. Because imagine you're a man who's inputting, and you're not getting anything on an output. It's not instant. It doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come cleanly, shipped to your house, overnight shipping. No, all right? You're living a life. Are you willing to put the effort in without the gratification? Huh? This is the supreme bitch. But this bitch runs your life. So, hey, wake up to the morning dew, guy, and understand that you will not get what you are putting in immediately. But don't get it fucked up. What you're doing is not being overlooked. Because when it's time to reap what you've sowed, law gives it to you in full, without holding back. But this is the point. If you're going to get a full dosage of what you've been putting in on a long period of time, that means a lot of abundance is going to flow your way, which means a lot of energy is coming to you. And if a lot of energy is coming to you, law must make sure at that rate of energy, it doesn't make you collapse, that you don't collapse under the energy surge. You must stay neutral. So let's show him and see if he can stay neutral. Because if he can prove that he can stay neutral through scarcity and turbulence and purification, that means he will not act crazy when all the abundances come. They are using laws to see how you operate. Because a man that operates down here in neutrality, in poverty, on a polarity scale, is going to act in accordance to the way he acted down here when he was in poverty. If you are skittish when you have nothing, you are going to be very skittish when you have everything. So above, so below. Law of correspondence. They use those two laws to watch your nervous system. That's it. Can you stay in rhythm? Can you keep the vibration up even though they're like, if you only saw how every law affects every decision you made, you would start to understand that neutrality is the only way. Because think, mentalism, does the abundance or the energy change the things he thinks about? Or the focus, the mission he has? Does it change it? Does it radically change his mind? Oh, okay, cool. Then then the correspondence doesn't change. So above, so below. What's up here in your brain is gonna come out at the same rate at which it is inside. Okay, great. So he's still there. Vibration. He's still putting out the same amount of content and staying in the frequency that he needs to get what he wants. Okay, cool. Rhythm, you're still posting at the rate in which you need to. And polarity, you're not going to act different at either extreme spectrum. Great. Cause and effect, he's still putting in the cause without getting the effect immediately. Great. Perfect. You're doing what you need to do. And you're displaying your masculine energy, which is just the law of gender, by staying structured and staying neutral. So why the fuck would you allow that to sway you? Because you must stay neutral and not gain the things that you sowed or reap the things you sowed immediately? Do not be a bitch now. This is not the time to get skittish, even if you're tired. I don't care. Law don't care either. So I'm telling you right now, if you are a man that is fatigued and you're tired of your purification process, you better double down. That is the time to double down. Because now you are inputting a hell of a lot more. Because now you understand that, okay, cool, this might be a test in itself. I'm not gonna slow down just because I'm tired. Fuck it. Do what I gotta do. Now you're showing law. Okay, he's serious about what he's talking about. Let's see. Let's continue observing. How long can he do it under pressure? Can you take compression while you're exhausted? Can you take purification while exhausted and still aim at the goal that you said you wanted? We don't know. Let's watch. So the rate at which you can handle all of those pressures will determine the rate at which that new timeline comes to you. Because if you crack, you're going to need to go through more purification because you've proved that your nervous system isn't ready. You are still bowing to your body. Cannot bow to the emotions that come in your head. You must just execute in law. They are testing you to see, can you handle the capacity of the thing that you're asking for? It comes with a lot of weight. You must execute no matter what. My purification. Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to know you're not alone. I'm not just speaking out of my ass because I've ascended all the laws and you need to follow my doctrine. No. The reason why you will follow the things I say is because I'm a direct example of law. Law has torn me apart through purification, destroyed me. I was at the top of the mountain, brought my ass to understanding the clarity and seeing that I climbed up the wrong mountain. Okay, cool. Now I understand. I'm on the wrong mountain and I knew it was coming. My purification started in 2019. It has been, damn near 6 years. I've been on this path, working in and out, sometimes good, sometimes bad, all within trying to make that nervous system stay stable. It strips you of your financial backing. It strips you of everything that you thought your identity was tied to. It strips you and shows you your structural gaps in what you thought you were cool and solidified on. It strips you of your ego and puts you directly on path on what you should be doing, but it also delays you access to the very things you had before. And although you might be on the right path now, we must make sure that your nervous system can handle the influx of what's about to happen, because we're about to 10x what you did in the beginning. So they strip you. They have to bring you down to the lowest of lows so that you understand you must know how to survive down there and lose all attachment that are emotionally charged by the things you used to have. It's one of the hardest things to go through. You lose, you have betrayals, right? You have friendship betrayals you thought you would never have. Your car gets repoed, the thing that you fucking worked so hard to have, right? That you wanted in the first place, but you were tied to it emotionally. Remember, you don't want to be tied to these things emotionally. They can't be emotionally attachments. You have to go through silence after going through all of this hardship. You're with yourself. You have to learn your voice. What does it sound like? How do I hear it even when there's hardship going on around me? A recalibration of your emotional attachments. And that's emotional attachments to anything and everybody. A lot of y'all have emotional attachments to everything in every part of your life, and you wonder why you cannot ascend to where you're trying to go. You're tethered down by too many things. So it did the very thing I was afraid of, getting ripped and stripped of everything I held emotion to. And what did that do after a long enough time period? neutralized my ability to have these emotional attachments, and understood that I must come within myself, not look for external validation, not look for external things to prove my self-worth, not look for external stuff to attach to feel better about life. You come within yourself, find neutrality, and now you're able to take on 10 times more because the power has now been redirected into yourself, in the way that you walk, in the way that you hear your voice, in the way that you walk in law. My timeline was never denied. It only tested my ability to hold it. So a lot of you might be coming from the top of the top. Bro, I was at the top of the top. I will say it over and over. When I checked my receipts from last year, I had shots on there for $1,000 for 4 of them. That's $250 per shot. Your boy was out here balling, bro. But not in the right way. My nervous system needed to be stabilized and neutralized in place. And instead of bringing me higher so that I would have a harder collapse, I was brought down immediately so I could start my purification when it came to my attachments. 2019 activated me and the gifts I had and my ego deaths and all of the things that would give me some sort of understanding of where I needed to go. In the last 3 years, purified my nervous system. Because now that everything has ramped back up, I'm able to hold more, hold the gifts, the proper abundances that are allocated to me. The abundance that you are looking for is assigned to you, but you have to go through the purification to wield it. You don't just get it. Why would you just get it? You're not even qualified for it. So know that it's not just, oh, I'm being denied. Oh, I'm being slowed. Oh, I'm not gonna arrive on time. Get rid of your external beliefs in the world that you are around. The civilian world doesn't serve the sovereign man. Therefore, you need to block out the noise. That is a part of your nervous system. You're in fear. Get over yourself. Breathe. Accept and embrace your purification process. You must. That is the only way you get to the end of the road. The only person that is in charge of delaying and denying their entire timeline that they're looking to get into is you. And you know, I'll tell you, my favorite is the last point because it's the most powerful. Law rewards structure, not emotion. The second you can stop worrying about your emotions, I promise you your life is just going to click because you're in neutrality. You're stable now, but you have to build it under structure. You can't just think you're gonna go and operate and think like, hey, I can always bring myself back to neutral. No, you cannot. Because there's a whirlwind of things that you cannot see that will happen in your timeline that you are looking to get, that you will not be able to handle if you're not been tested and structurally put together by law. Because law doesn't bend to your feelings. When your parents die, law's not bending to your feelings. Remember, when you lose all the money, law's not bending to your feelings. When your bank account goes low, law's not bending to your feelings. When you're late on the things that you should have been doing, when you miss certain major events, law doesn't care about how you feel. It observes how you govern. You need to be able to see these things, allow them to happen, feel the human emotion, and bring yourself back neutral and center. Your mission requires more from you. And if you're not getting it, if you're not there yet, that's why you don't have it, because your nervous system is not stable yet to handle it. And so you're wondering why you're not expanding and why law's not giving you what you've been working so hard for, because your nervous system flinches even when you have, oh, you think you're in good positioning. Oh, I'm structured under law. But every time some sort of stimuli comes to you, you flinch. You question, should I go? Maybe, nah, I can't miss that. What? Law not gonna give you shit because you're showing that you're too excitable, right? And even when low hits, when low lows come, oh fuck, I can't do anything. Oh fuck, I'm a victim of this. Oh fuck, I suck. You're not gonna get shit 10 times. Like your timeline is gonna get delayed so much more simply because you're flinching. I'd rather you have a whole blowout and blow your fucking timeline by a year than to just have these little moments of flinching. You're gonna die from 1,000 cuts going, oh, flinching. Delay. Just think about it that way. Every time you flinch, there's a delay. Every time you have an emotional spike and react on it, you have a delay. Breathe. Bro, one of my tactics is to literally speak it out. So I'll give you an example. I fast for 16 hours every day. Stop eating at 8 and to resume eating at 12 p.m. the next day. When I see, smell, come back from the gym at like 8 in the morning, right? And I come in the house and I smell cookies, or I smell the food from last night, bro, or I see it. Worse, it's right in front of me. Ooh. I just talked to myself, not today, motherfucker. I'm gonna see you at 12 o'clock. Go take a cold shower. Reset. Go meditate. Reset. Go read. Reset. Drink water. Reset. Always reset your nervous system every time you feel or see something that could activate it. Your structure is not optional. It's a requirement because it's the only thing that is going to qualify you to have the throne you're looking to have. You have to stay still. Let purification work over your life. Go to the highest highs, come down to the lowest lows, stand unfazed. It's just a part of it, bro. So know that you're not gonna get rewarded. No, it's not gonna come immediately. No, it's not gonna be easy. No, you're not always gonna want to do the hard shit of following the strict routine, but you do it anyways because law requires it of you. So again, I'll invite you to download the Unruly Blueprint, join Objective View, and learn how to work in law while you're fatigued. And my last decree to you, my outcomes were never delayed. My nervous system was being measured. Compression governed my expansion. Law does not care about my feelings. Law crowns the stable.